did you guys have any fun, like crazy out at the beach party, like Karate Kid stories where like you're like, and then all of a sudden Martin comes up and he's like, everybody out of the fucking house.
Oh, well, so many of those stories. I mean,
because you used to party. You've been sober for like,
I've been sober 33 years.
but you legit used to party.
Oh, bro.
Yeah. And all of those dudes legit, some of them still do, legit used to party.
Oh, it was on. Dude,
yeah.
it was on. I mean, Charlie used to go to, I remember when the first ATMs opened.
Yeah.
Like I remember, like this is how old I am. And that was a game changer. Because you could go to the ATM to get the money for the hookers or the drugs. And, you know, Charlie was an early adapter on all of that stuff. And
I just farted.
we would he would import to Martin's house when they were out of the thing, and there was always that moment where the girls would be like, "Whose house is this?" Never you mind about that.
Oh my God!
It was just a sweet innocent.
How is there not a movie about this?
Well, I want to make one. I'm actually.
I'll invest. How many millions do you want? I'll invest everything right now.
I am actively working on sort of my almost famous version of Malibu in the late 70s into the early 80s, because it's sort of like Laurel Canyon in 1968.
Yeah.
Really, it is.
It really is.
No, it absolutely is. And the stories are beyond belief.
Beyond belief, because then I really don't know how to talk to someone like you, because you have so fucking much that was my childhood. Because then you guys all go on to shoot Outsiders.
Yeah.
It
is kind of, looking back on it, knowing what I know, that Cruz, who was living in the other bedroom at Emilio's, so it was me, Tom, and Emilio, best friends, working out, going to the beach, auditioning, acting, and that the three of us ended up in that movie. I mean, I don't know what the odds are, but it was great because we're all buddies.
I went to the house. Did you
go to the Outsider's house?
Of course.
Isn't it great?
It's really fucking.
It's so sweet that they're doing that.
I've been there. I've been to Tulsa a number. Is it Tulsa, right?
Yeah, it's Tulsa.
I've been to Tulsa a number of times. Shout out to Tulsa. I fucking love Tulsa.
Yeah.
But that movie was that was the first movie where I read the book and then I saw the movie. I'd never done that in my life, because I think we got it in like, fucking, when did you guys shoot that?
We shot it in 82, and it came out in 83, I believe.
Yeah, so
more or less.
What do you think the math is on that? We read it in class, and Rumblefish.
Sure.
Which they made Rumblefish too.
Right back to back.
Yeah, and by the way, I like that movie too.
Oh, Rumblefish was the one you wanted to be in. What's ironic is, at the time, Rumblefish was the cool movie. That was the movie that everybody really wanted to be in.
Yeah.
Outsiders was great, and everybody was thrilled to be in. But Rumblefish was like the cool guy club, because Mickey Rourke was in it. And at the time, Mickey Rourke was like going to be the next James Dean and whatever. But people don't really remember Rumblefish. But at the time, that was like dope.
And that was Then This Is Now.
That was Emilio, and that was Emilio. Emilio wrote that movie.
You really?
He wrote it.
That was Then This Is Now.
Adapted it from S.E. Hinton's book.
God damn, yeah. I know all those books. I read The Outside, read it in class, and then they let us watch it in class.
Yeah. And they do that now. It's part of almost every curriculum of 7th grade across the country.
My daughter Isla did it and read it, The Outsiders, and I got to sit with her and talk to her about the book and about what I loved about the book and who I loved. And I misread the book. I'm not a great reader. I mean, I called them the socks the whole time. And
you wouldn't be the first person to do it.
But I didn't. There's a lot I didn't get, and then I watched the movie, and I was like, oh shit! And so I did that. I then did it to Rumblefish, and then I did it to That Was Then This Is Now. As I'd read the book, and those books were digestible. They weren't over the top. No,
they're super easy. I mean, they introduced. Listen, S.E. Hinton wrote it when she was 13 years old.
God, what an insane cast. Pull up the cast of The Outsiders. It's Thomas Howell, you, and Patrick Swayze play three brothers.
Yep. Matt Dillon.
Matt Dillon.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise,
Emilio Estevez,
Emilio.
Diane Lane.
Oh, that Diane Lane
Sherry
is so
Valance.
fucking goddamn sexy.
Isn't she beautiful?
You know, I did a show. Can I tell you? I did a show at the. This is what's wrong with me is I have to tell you something like this. I did a stand-up show at the drive-in movie theater where you guys shot the scene.
The Admiral Twin.
Yeah, I did a
No
drive-in
way.
movie. Yeah, I did a. During the pandemic, I did a set of drive-in movie theater tours. I created a drive-in movie theater tour, and one of the places were there, and I was so fucking excited. We went to the back gate where you guys snuck into the whole thing. Yeah,
I remember. God, we were all so young and so innocent. It was my first movie. I didn't know anything, and we would show up on the set even if we weren't working. We would show up and watch our brothers work. I was at I don't have a scene at the Admiral Twin, and I was there all the time.
yeah, and then Leif Garrett played the main
Randy. Leif Garrett taught me that you could FedEx cocaine to a location.
I think we're doing that with mushrooms next week.
Apparently, you can kind of do whatever you want.
Bert and Tom, Tom and Bert. One goes topless while the other wears a shirt. Tom tells stories and Bert's the machine. There's not a chance in hell that they'll keep it clean. Here's what we call two bears, one cave.